Welcome to Earth 2 Comic Cast, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. It's your boy MoeCrosby. I am here today to talk to you guys to talk to you guys about Dark Knight's Metal. I believe I have done a previous video for The Forge. If not, I am sorry, but I am here to talk about Dark Knight's Metal. So sit back, relax, and as always,
welcome to the planet.
Dark Knight's Metal is the DC event to me that's gonna open up the current DC universe to the multiverse. Because right now we haven't had any talk of the multiverse, anything. It's just been straight up DCU characters, talking about themselves in the way they are. But what has happened is, we're going to get the multiverse back. So I am excited about that. Just the multiverse as a whole. But then this is something different because we're gonna get the dark multiverse also. So there's going to be the multiverse that we know or we have known, or something about it that we may have known, and then there's going to be the dark multiverse, and then a lot of things is just going to happen. Like this event, out of this event we're going to get dark matter and a bunch of new which could be a whole imprint on its own, and then a bunch of new characters. So this is just one of those very, very big chaotic type events. Okay, so I'm finding myself talking about a lot of things as opposed to what I'm supposed to be talking about. So let me bring it back down and talk about Dark Knight's Metal. Dark Knight's Metal literally kind of almost in a way does not even pick up from where the Forge and casting is. What I feel like Dark Days the Forge and Dark Days casting is a prelude to the actual book itself. So whatever happens in the Forge and casting is going to fall in between. Like, we're gonna start picking pieces out of those to tie it to the whole event as a whole. But so this book technically picks up from the Justice League has been captured by Mongol, and something very interesting is said. But they've been captured by Mongol, and they find a way to defeat him. I believe they even form Voltron at some point. Whatever. So they find a way to defeat him. They get back to Earth, and upon getting back to Earth, they find that Gotham City, there's a whole mountain in Gotham City, and that is not just any mountain. If ladies and gentlemen, if you're reading, or if you've been looking at, if you read further down, that is Challenger's Mountain, and a lot of things are gonna happen once they get in there. They meet the Blackhawks, and they get to, Lady Blackhawk finally gets to show herself and tell Batman who she was. If you've been reading Detective Comics, because she was in Detective Comics also. So a lot of things are happening in this book that have happened in other books as a whole. I believe the reason why Hal Jordan is even in the Forge and casting is because of stuff that's going on in his book currently. So a lot of things are happening. Look, this book again is very chaotic. So this event seems to be a little chaotic. Maybe I'm hoping that at some point they're going to rein it in and calm it down and let the story build. But for now, we're just in a lot of chaos, and a lot of things are happening really quick and really fast. People are talking. Even the wordy parts just feel like it's going by really quick. Lady Blackhawk Shayera lets us know what's going on, what her husband discovered, what Carter discovered, where he ended up going to, and why. Because at the end of casting, we saw that Carter Hall went into somewhere, and now we know that he went into the dark universe, and so a lot of things are happening. And so they move from that. Batman grabs the last piece of nth metal, the last pure piece of nth metal, takes it back to the cave, opens up, hits it like a tuning fork, and the vibration is able to find something in somewhere. I'm jumping. Prior to this, we get Red Tornado, who is spazzing out at this point. Like, you've opened the door, and someone has made mention, or Superman made mention, or to the antimatter machine, that's antimatter machine or antimatter machine that is in his lair that Batman kept in Superman's Fortress of Solitude, not lair, I'm sorry. So yeah, there's all of these things that have happened in these books, like I said. So you probably have to go pay attention. Like, if you're going to be reading the Dark Knight's Metal, I want you to pay attention to what you've read in the Forge and casting, because everything that is happening right now may be something that they touched on and they talked about. Because we have Dr. Fate back, we have one of the Metal Men, we have Mr. Terrific back, and we have Plastic Man. So Plastic Man, one of the Metal Men, and Dr. Fate made an appearance in this in Dark Knight's Metal #1. What else? There's so much happening. And so Well, I really want to talk about the reason why I'm speeding through this is because there's something important I want to touch on. What I want to touch on is the last page and something about the first page and the last page. So the last page shows the Sandman, and if you've been reading DC Comics, so you know what the continuity is, or you know what canon is, you know the Sandman is the son of of Carter Hall, but it's said that but the person who has been narrating the story to us has been Carter Hall, and he's the person who talks at the end of it that says, "Look," or I'm gonna ask two questions now. So, one is, did Carter Hall's story end at the end of the casting when he walked into the dark universe, or did it never end? And are they changing the fact that the Sandman is his son? Are they making it him at this point? So those are the two questions I want to ask. Comment down and let me know what your thoughts are. Other than that, it was a pretty good read. It was, for me, it was a pretty good read. It felt a little chaotic. It felt like it was everywhere at some points and almost never really settled. As from the beginning, the beginning was kind of threw me off a little bit, because I'm like, wait a minute, what does this have to do with anything? And then it goes to Gotham City, and then from Gotham City it goes to like this the bird the bird people's lair. And I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on a lot of things. And another thing, like I said, so the person who left, the message for Batman to find Carter Hall's journal, so it might be, his story might have ended, and his journal is what, has been narrating the story, as opposed to, so the Sandman could just be the Sandman. That's something else. So it reads everywhere. Everything is happening everywhere, and you have to like either read this really calmly or read it as chaotic as it is. And last thing I want to talk about is the tines. A lot of the tines in this book I really, really like, and some of them that I'm already reading Teen Titans. And if you read Teen Titans yesterday, you would have seen that there was something that happened at the end. At the end of Super Sons that might spill into Teen Titans. So that's why I'm excited to see what Teen Titans has to hold. The Suicide Squad issue I'm gonna read. Definitely gonna read the Justice League issues and the Flash issue. I'm still reading Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern, so I definitely want to know if that's going to bring what is currently going on, if that's going to connect itself here. Yeah, a lot of the times I'm really excited for. So again, I'm not going to rush this one. I'm gonna give it because there's a lot of other stuff that's coming up, a lot of other interesting things that are going to be coming from forth. Generations is going on, and a lot of things are going to be happening. So I'm going to read this, but I'm going to give it to the third or fourth book for it to like either calm down and make a lot more sense to me. If not, this might be something that I'll just have to drop and wait till later to pick it back up. So let me know how you guys feel about book one. Let me know if it's something you're going to continue reading, or if it's something you're going to like just wait and see what happens later on, and then come back and pick it up later. And if it ends up being really good at the end, are you gonna just say, oh, you know what, let me just go ahead and buy it now and breeze through it? But if it's something that interests you and you're gonna be reading it as it goes, let me know too. Again, check Earth 2 out on social media: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit us up, we'll hit you back up. We're gonna be doing a lot of things. Another thing, our Metal Episode podcast came out today, so it goes in a lot deeper than I did. This was a very quick video that I just wanted to do to talk about it a little bit, but it goes in a lot deeper than it is. There are a lot more questions. You can go listen to that, then come back here and talk to us. Drop a comment that you listen to it and let us know. Again, that link is right here, and I'll drop a link to the episode, or just to the Audio Mac in the description bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Keep reading. It's been your boy MoeCrosby, and go for your phone boxes. Peace.